watch the video. It'll show you how to pull your credit report. And we have, my econ has put in two ways for you to be able to pull your credit report. You have the annualcreditreport.com. I'm going to open this site up and let you see how it looks. You click request your free credit reports. And you want to make sure when you hit request your free credit reports, it's 3 major credit bureaus: Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. So you want to click on all 3 to get your free credit reports. Again, prior to COVID, they only used to allow you to go on this site once a calendar year to get your credit report. But since COVID, they have a message in here letting you know that you can get your credit report weekly online. So it's no reason for us not to know what is being added and taken off of our credit, because they're allowing you to pull it weekly. The only thing with this site, yes, it is free, but the only thing they do give you is your credit reports. Now, this is the most accurate place to get your credit reports. And when I say most accurate, I mean they will have stuff on your credit reports that other sites might not have. Each credit report reads something different, so that's why you want to pull each credit report. These are individually private owned companies. They're not ran by the government. They are all in different locations in different states. So you want to make sure that you pull each one because they all have something different reporting. They do not include your credit score, and that is something that you must have in order to repair your credit. So you want to get these credit reports, and you can print them out or download them. I suggest that people download them and save them to their computers, because when you print them out, they can be sometimes up to 60 pages. So the next place that you want to go to, and this is the most accurate place for your credit scores, which is your FICO scores. They also give you your most accurate credit reports as well. 90% of top lenders use FICO scores. Do you know your scores? So when people sign up for Credit Karma is not a place that you want to go to get your credit scores. The scores are not accurate. They are your Vantage scores and not your FICO scores. FICO scores are accurate, and that's what your lenders use. Car, home, most banks, they use the FICO scores when they're trying to decide if you qualify for what you're trying to get approved for. So Credit Karma is more of a advertisement site. That's why it is free. The credit card companies that want you to sign up for their credit cards are paying Credit Karma to constantly promote to you. So that is an advertisement promotion site. You can see some of the things that's on your credit on Credit Karma. They offer you some of the items on your, I believe it's Equifax and TransUnion. They don't give you Experian. So again, my econ has incorporated the best place for you to go and get your FICO scores. It does cost. You get for $40 a month, you get to see all 3 of your credit scores, but you also get the credit monitoring, and that is very, very important. The only way that you can repair your credit properly if you're monitoring it, so that you can know what is going on and what is being taken off. There are other sites up there, other sites out there that you can sign up for to get your credit score, but the myFICO is the most accurate one for what your lenders are using. The second step that you want to do is freeze your secondary bureaus. So the purpose of this, and you have to understand that we're freezing the secondary bureaus. We're not freezing your 3 main big bureaus, which is Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. But those 3 bureaus, they pull their information from the secondary bureaus. So when you freeze the secondary bureaus, then the 3 big bureaus can't use the credit data to verify that, say that you owe the debt. So that is a strategy. Remember, my econ teaches us strategies that the wealthy use to obtain their wealth. So this is a strategy. If you freeze the secondary bureaus, and what we have done is incorporated all 4 of the secondary bureaus that you need to freeze. If you click on the link, you hit right here. This one is ARS. You click on the link that you're going to request the security freeze. And when you click on that link, it's going to take you directly to that site. That's what makes our do-it-yourself software the best out, hands down. It takes you directly to the site. You don't have to go in and out of your, to different sites or YouTube and all of that foolishness. You are a consumer. You're not an agency. You are a consumer. So you're going to click consumer and you're going to agree to the terms, and then you're going to follow their instructions. And each site is going to ask you to answer questions and upload documents to prove who you are. And that is for security purposes. They're going to ask you to upload and send in a copy of valid ID or driver's license, a copy of your social security card, and also some type of mail. Nothing that can be advertised, no type of advertisement mail, but they're going to ask you to submit a mail to show proof of address. It could also be a bank statement, a bank statement, or maybe your paycheck stub, but you want to, of course, black out any information you don't want them to see. But they do need to see some type of mail showing your proof of address. Once you send them all of that information, then they in turn will send you either an email or a letter in the mail stating that your security freeze is now in place, and they're going to give you a 4-digit PIN. And most likely you'll receive something in the mail from them. And you want to keep that PIN in place, because just in case you decide to remove the freeze, you're going to have to supply that PIN. I personally suggest that you don't remove that freeze. You do not have to remove the freeze from the secondary bureaus in order for you to get approved or apply for something for a card or a credit card or something from a lender. Your lenders do not pull the secondary bureaus when they're trying to qualify you for what you're trying to get approved for. They pull from the 3 main bureaus, and we're not freezing those. So remember that, keep that in mind, that's where they pull from. So you want to click on each one. I can say Sage Screen. This link does not work because Sage Screen, I believe, has been brought out by LexisNexis, because when I used to click up here, it would send you directly to LexisNexis. So I don't know if June is going to replace that, but right now, these are the 3 credit bureaus that you want to submit that to. And I'll click on it just to see if anything's been updated, but see, there's an error there. So there's no need to click on Sage Screen. So you want to put these 3 freezes in place. And LexisNexis is a huge one. There are altogether 50 consumer reporting companies. So what you want to do when you get a chance, download this, click on this and download it and read it. It's some great information. If you've ever had a problem with cashing a paycheck, or if you ever had an issue with previous landlords and stuff, there is some great information in here to help you on the reporting agencies when it comes to even employment, your background and different things like that. So download this and read this. This is very valuable information. After you put your security freeze in place, then you want to go to your credit reports and you want to check for errors. So if you look at this video, it will teach you how to read errors on your credit report. Errors on your credit report will be something that reports inaccurate, outdated, unverified. Anything that's fall in those categories, they must be removed from your credit report. Looking at your credit report with the normal eye, you will look at it and say, oh, I owe that account, or I owe that debt. Not realizing the date could be wrong, the amount, the balance, the way it's reporting could be incorrect. It's a number of things that account on your credit, just because you see that that's the lender, say if it was a T-Mobile account, it could be reporting inaccurately how you pay or how you miss the payments or anything. That right there alone, because it is inaccurate information, can give you grounds on having that debt removed without you paying a dime. So it's very important for you to understand how to read your credit report and the errors on it. Again, here's a great download for you to read for you to download Common Credit Reporting Errors. Once you understand how the errors are on your credit report, now you're ready to start the dispute process. And myEcon has incorporated a system in here within our myCredit system to make it very easy for us. So you hit create a dispute letter. And when you do that, you're going to have your information in here. This information is going to be saved. So this is going to be your account, and it's going to be saved for you, so you don't have to keep typing it in every time. You're going to type in your social and your birth date. So then the first letter that you want to start out with is going to be your identity dispute letter. We start out with that letter because when you look at your credit report, you might have a lot of old addresses up there, a lot of old employers. It could be the inaccurate spelling of your name, your birth date. Just a lot of times, the information on our credit reports are not updated or correct. So we want to clean our credit report up. And I call this the credit report checkup or cleanup process. So it's your identity dispute letter, and you're going to send one to each credit bureau, Equifax, S.M.A.R.T, or TransUnion. You're going to check off, when you look at your credit report, you're going to check off the box that pertains to that particular bureau. So say if you had Equifax and they had your name spelled incorrect, or they had multiple names on your credit report, then you're going to check this box. So again, like I said, each credit report says something different. You don't have to check the box if it does not apply to what you need corrected on your credit report. You can click a preview of the letter so that you can see how it's going to look. And again, we provide the verbiage for you so that you don't have to try to figure it out for yourself. And you're just going to sign and date the letter. You're going to hit print. So once you see that the letter has the correct information that you want up there, this letter does not have to be notarized. Even if you check notary, it's not going to appear on this letter. It does not have to be notarized, but you do want to save it to your log history. And that's valuable because when you later on try to dispute with the credit bureaus for them not following consumer rights that you have, you'll have proof that you actually had a letter sent to them, or you had typed a letter for them. When you hit create the letter, it's going to pull it up so that you can print it out, and then you're ready to go on your way. So you're going to send that letter off to each credit bureau. Like I said, it's 3 letters that's going to go off. When you send this letter off, you want to send it off certified mail. The purpose of that is because you want to have proof that you actually sent it to the credit bureaus. Keep in mind, we are not sending it to a person to read directly. It's going through an e-Oscar system. So that's something that you'll later on understand the way these letters look when I go to our next letter. But you absolutely want to send it certified mail, just in case you have to call the credit bureaus because they didn't remove the information. Something I've recently found out with S.M.A.R.T, yes, it was S.M.A.R.T. I called them because they did not remove some old addresses from a client of mine's information off of her credit report, and they tried to say that they didn't receive the letter, but of course I had it saved here in the log history. So the lady came back to the phone and she was like, oh yes, we did find the letter, but you didn't include what addresses you wanted removed. That's a tactic that they use to try to discourage you, because my client had received a postcard in the mail saying that, you know, that they received her letter, or they had a postcard saying something about the information was correct on her credit report. And then when she checked, again, when she went back to check her credit report, the old addresses wasn't removed. So the person at Equifax tried to tell me that the reason why they didn't remove the addresses is because each address wasn't specified. So that's a tactic. So I'll show you a way that you can send a different type of letter to them. But yeah, that's the tactic that they use. And they do that to try to stall you or discourage you for even continuing the process. But we don't have no quit in us. So we're going to keep moving forward. So that's going to be the first letter that you send off. It takes them 30 days to review any mail that they receive from us. So 30 days, and you want to keep a journal of the date that you send these letters off. So 30 days from receiving your letter, you should start receiving responses back from the credit bureaus. The second letter that you're going to send off is your verification dispute letter. And that is you starting now to dispute your items or incorrect information off of your credit report. So now we're starting the dispute process. Verification dispute letter, I call this round 1 of the dispute process. Here's a preview of that letter. And again, when you look at this letter, you'll see that the fonts are different. And the reason why we have bold in some areas is because, again, it's going through the e-Oscar system. The e-Oscar system is what actually reads these letters. And because of the different fonts of the letter, it triggers the system to pay attention to your letter. So I'm glad that my econ has incorporated that into our letters. But our letters speak very boldly to them as far as what we are demanding for them to do. So again, the verbiage is already there, so you don't have to say, what do I need to say to these credit bureaus? This verbiage is very effective. That's why we see so much great results from using the myCredit system. So this is how the letter looks. You can preview the letter. And again, when you do this, you're going to send up one off to each credit bureau. So you're going to look at your Equifax credit report. You're going to check Equifax. You're going to type in the account name and type it in exactly how it is on that credit bureau. Each credit bureau will say something different for the same account. Equifax may have ARS, where Experian, they might have up there the actual name, Advanced Solutions. So each credit bureau might have something different, okay? So you're gonna type in exactly what's on that credit report. Also, each credit report will have a different account number. So with Equifax, what I noticed, Equifax, for a lot of your account name, they will have their NA. And that's exactly what you're going to put on this credit report. Never provide them with information that they don't already have. Their account number, Equifax will have X's all the way across sometimes. What they're doing is another tactic that they do. They want you to go and find their account number. And as soon as you provide them the account number, you have legally obligated yourself to that debt. So you never provide the credit bureaus with information that they don't have. So on your credit report, if it reads this for Equifax, that's exactly what you're going to put on the letter. So make sure that you pay attention closely to what each credit bureau says. If you have more than 6 creditors, then you're just going to hit that tab, and it's going to allow you to pick a total of 12 creditors. You never want to dispute more than 12 at a time. You're going to click include the notary. This letter absolutely needs to be notarized. And you're going to hit save to your account history. Very important for you to do that. And then hit create letter, and it's going to pull up and show you so you can print it out. So this is round 1 of the dispute process. Again, you want to write down the date that you mailed this letter off, because they have 30 to 35 days to respond. I say 30 days to respond, but I always give them 30 days to respond. If you do not hear a response from them in 30 days, we do have it here, the 30-day no response letter. But I can tell you, due to COVID, just like where every other company in the world, the credit bureaus was affected with COVID. So they didn't have people in the office working, or they were working from home. So just like everyone else was given extensions, the credit bureaus was given an extension. They filed a junction to have it extended, that they can take up to 60 days to respond to us. So if you do not hear from them within 30 days, still send your letter off to cover yourself. But they do have 60 days to respond. And I don't know if that's been lifted yet. Again, a lot of COVID speculations, or a lot of COVID things were turned over. So I don't know if that's still out there, that they have those 60 days. Okay, so that's round 1. When you mail that letter off, you're going to get a response back from the credit bureaus. Again, it should be 30 days. And when you start to get letters back from the credit bureaus, you want to pay attention, because it's going to, on each account that you disputed, beside it, it's going to say verified, updated, or deleted. You want to remark in your journal the results of your dispute letter. So if it was deleted, we know that is a win. If it was verified or updated, it's going to go to round 2, your second letter. So when they say that they verified or updated, we know that they're telling a fib because we have our secondary bureaus frozen. So if we have a freeze on our secondary bureaus, we need you to explain to us how you're saying that you're verifying this debt. So we're going to go to letter number 2, which is your method of verification dispute letter, and that's round 2. And here is the method of verification dispute letter. It's just saying this is my second request for you to remove the unverified accounts. Also, it's again have another Fair Credit Reporting Act violation that they violated. The credit bureaus know exactly what these laws and these codes stand for. And they're, we're telling them that they're required by federal law by request of the consumer to remove these items. So they know exactly what this letter is saying. We're asking them, we're more aggressive with this letter because since that you stated that you verified it, I need to know how did you verify that debt, because we know we had that secondary freeze in place. So we're asking them, who in your company verified these accounts? How did they verify them? Please provide me with the name of the individual business, address, and telephone number of the person or business contacted during your reinvestigation. We want them to send us proof. How did you verify that debt? So this letter is more aggressive. You want to make sure that you, anything that was verified and updated will go on this second letter. Again, you want to type it in here exactly how you see it on the credit report or the updated letter. You want to make sure that you include that it gets notarized and save it to your account history and hit create the letter. You're going to repeat that process again, because they're going to send you back a response within 30 days or 60 days. They're going to send you back a response. We're going to stick with the 30 days. That 30-day no response gives you leverage where you can demand that they automatically remove that debt. And here's that letter, and this is how it looks. So we're going to stick with the 30 days. If you don't hear back from them within 30 days. When you get a response back from them and they say, okay, we verified the debt, but they don't send you nothing showing how they verified it, then you're going to send off your next letter. And I believe it's this one, which is your violation of your FCRA rights letter. And again, this is your third and final warning, asking them, again, it's more aggressive. We need hard proof evidence, and we don't want it from a third party company. We want the original document where I went into T-Mobile and I signed a contract saying that I owe that debt. I don't want you sending me something from a third party collection company. That's not the evidence. So we're going to repeat that process, and this is round 3. We have in here the letter to litigate. And this letter is when you're threatening to take them to court, or if you want to do an offer or of a settlement before litigation. So again, this letter is saying that you're going to request from them the name of the original creditor, like you want proof of why I should be paying you guys this debt. Again, we have no quitting us, so we're not going to quit. If you need to remove hard inquiries, we have those letters in here as well. And here is the letter right here. Again, those hard inquiries will be listed on your credit report. And the video shows you again how to read your credit report. So if you need to remove hard inquiries. The letter for a credit inquiry dispute letter is going to go directly to your creditor. So you're going to send this to your creditor and the date of the inquiry. And you're going to check off which credit bureau did they report their inquiry to. So this would go directly to the creditor and not the credit bureau. So you want to pay attention to that. Another letter that we have in here that's good is, let's say if you decide to, and I think this is it, hold on. This is a letter for the creditor, because once you start doing your credit repair process, a lot of creditors might start reaching out to you. So you want to be aware of that. Don't just start making phone calls with them or getting on the phone, agreeing to pay something to a third party company. You never have to pay a third party company trying to collect a debt. So this letter might be if the credit bureau is trying, the creditor itself, not the credit bureau, but the creditor himself is trying to reach out to you. And this is asking them to provide reason of why they feel like you owe them the debt and that you're trying to dispute the following from the information off of your credit report. So this letter goes directly to the creditor if the creditor reaches out to you. Another letter that we have in here that's very good is the goodwill letter. Excuse me. The goodwill letter is if you have an account that's still open, but during COVID or life just happened, you lost your job, whatever the case may be, and you got behind on payments. This goodwill letter, because late payments hurts your credit report almost up to 75 points. That is major when it comes to having good credit. That's why it's very important for you to pay your bills on time. And we're able to do that when we follow the income shifting process, because when you increase that paycheck and eliminate some debt, you now have more money, which you can start paying your bills on time. It's very important because late payments hurt your credit report the biggest. Those late payments hurt you the worst. So this letter is if you still have an account that's open, you've been with the company for a while now, and say you fell behind on some payments during COVID, but now you're caught back up. You have to be back in good standing with the creditor in order to send this letter to them. So whatever happened in life, you got behind, but now you're caught back up, and they see that you are consistently paying on time. You can send this letter in requesting that they remove those late payments. This letter absolutely worked. I've used it for myself. I've seen great results for myself and for clients. Recently, some clients sent me testimonies showing where the creditor agreed to remove those late payments. Some creditors, I was told Navy Federal, they don't remove late payments. So you do have some creditor that just pay hardball. They just feel like you should have paid your bills on time. But here lately, I've been seeing some great results of creditors because they know COVID affected a lot of people, including themselves. They're willing to work with people. So if you send this letter in and you just fill in what the information here, then you can send this letter in and see if the creditor is willing to remove those late payments for you. You said you enter in the creditor's name, the account number, and the date of, you've been a customer since this date and the date of the late payment. Again, you want to get it notarized and saved to your log history. It's very important that you save all of your letters, and I'm going to show you why, but it's very important you save those letters for your log history. The next letter we have in here is, say if you have already previously spoken to a creditor, and you already said that you owe that debt and you acknowledge that you owe that debt, then what you can do is ask for a settlement. And the best way to get a settlement is if you ask them to delete it, though. Never pay a debt, because you have to keep this in mind. Just because you pay it does not mean it's going to be removed. So a lot of people feel like, well, I just need to pay everything off on my credit report. No, I've seen people do that and still had a 520 credit score. Just because you pay it does not mean they're going to remove it. So what you want to do, you want to get an agreement set up between you and your creditor. And not just a verbal agreement. You want to have this letter in place. You want to get the name of the person that you're speaking to on the other end, their department name, department number, or whatever you need. But you want to make sure that they clearly understand that once you pay this, you want it removed from your credit report. So this is a settlement. But you want them to remove this from your credit report. You don't want to pay it and it's not going to be removed. So this is a pay to delete. So that's very important that and make sure that you get it in an email form or a letter from them that they agree to remove it from your debt. Just verbal is not good enough. You need an email stating once they receive that settlement amount from you, they're going to be removing it from your credit report. And they can let you know, hey, it might take some time, but I need all of that in the email from you guys. Again, notarize and save that letter. We have letters in here to If you want to, for your medical collection, I can say for myself, when I remove old medical bills off of my credit report, the validation dispute letter worked for me. The validation dispute letter can cover everything: bankruptcies, repossessions, hospital bills, judgments, you name it. This validation letter can get that disputed off of your credit report. But just in case they give you a hard time and you want to show them where they violated your HIPAA rights, because that's the reason why hospital bills are the easiest thing to get removed off your credit report, because you know that you're protected by HIPAA. So how did you get proof? How did you get any type of verification that I owe that hospital bill? So you can use these letters right here. Okay, so those are the way that we get our letters for our when we're ready to do the dispute process. Right here is a video showing you why you should never ever dispute online. I know it's so easy for us to go on Experience site and click dispute, and in 5 minutes it seems like everything just pop off. Well, you hurt yourself in the long run, because when you're clicking that, there might be underlined verbiage or words, or the small teeny writing that you don't see. You could be waiving your rights away as a consumer to later on sue the credit bureaus, and people actually sue them and get millions of dollars. You can also be waiving your right away, probably not to have to owe that debt. So you never ever want to dispute online. But I know it's tempting, but no. The long way and the paper trail is the best way. So you never want to dispute online. Here's a video showing you how to mail your letters in. Again, you want to pay for those letters to be mailed off. That's your proof that you sent those letters off. So you absolutely want to pay for your letters to be mailed off. Here's all 3 of the credit bureaus' addresses. And right here we have where you can actually download the letters that I just showed you onto your computer. And this is a great way. And what comes with it, I'll open up this one. What comes with this is instructions also that you can follow. But I opened up the identity letter because remember in the beginning of my presentation, I was telling you guys that they were not removing the addresses for one of my clients. And when I called Equifax, they stated to me they didn't remove the addresses because it wasn't specified in the letter, which I knew was, again, the letter clearly tells you guys any other addresses are undeliverable and I have no access to them. Please remove these incorrect addresses immediately. So I knew that was a stall tactic. So this letter right here will allow you to incorporate every incorrect address that's on your credit report. So if you want to download all of the letters, that's great, because I have them downloaded all to my computer and saved. But this identity letter one, this allows you to make changes to the letter and the verbiage of the letter. So this is great. I actually called June and we talked about this because I told him what Equifax said. But again, we know that's a stall tactic. They use things to disencourage you. So the credit bureaus, they send out these little postcards, they'll send out letters saying that they verified the debt. All of that is to mess with your head, to get you frustrated, to say this take too much and this ain't gonna come off. No, no, no. We are not quitters here. We're gonna fight until we get our good credit. And we know we have these rights because we're educated about credit through the myCredit system. So we know our rights. So we're never going to quit and never allow them to use tactics to disencourage us. So use this letter, you guys, when you're doing their identity letter. I will tell you that. Also, when it comes to employer, I noticed that some people said that once they changed or updated their employer, they got garnished. I've never had that happen with me or a client of mine, but some people on my team said that it happened to them once they updated the employer part, they got a garnishment. So if you want to leave your old employer or the inaccurate information as far as employment on your credit report, that is fine. It will not stop you from being able to get approved for credit unless it says something like unemployed. You never ever want to have unemployed listed on your credit report. You never want to have self-employed listed on your credit employed. If you are a business owner, It's up to you if you want to have your business name. And we know we are all business owners because of course we're in myEcon, that makes us a business owner. So if you want to put your business name up here, you're more than welcome to. I wouldn't suggest it. Like I said, you can leave up there. If you're retired, that's fine. But never put up there your current employer. You don't have to put that up there, but it's up to you if you want to. Anything that's in red needs to be changed. I can say this, another thing that I do with this letter right here to get the e-Oscars, to catch its attention, because I know it's going through the e-Oscar system. Anything that is in red, I make it bold and black so that it'll be different fonts in the letter. So keep that in mind, you guys, okay? And I'm sorry. Okay, so download all of these so you can have them in your back office or download them to your computer. Right here, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, this is like the IRS for consumers. They do not play when it comes to our consumer rights. This is your best friend. You need to know who they are and be aware of who they are, because right now they have their foot on these credit bureaus' neck. Recently, they fined TransUnion, I think $2 million. They fined Equifax. This company is not playing with the things that the credit bureaus are doing. I think they're getting fed up because so many American scores are staying low. People are paying high interest rates and people are just starting to file complaints against them. So right here is where you have the right as well as a consumer. I was so excited to see June incorporate this into our myCredit system. You can click this at the click of a button and it takes you right here where you can file a complaint. And you see how many complaints each week. We send more than 10,000 complaints about financial products and services to companies for response. They are on it. They protect us as a consumer. They've shut down a lot of these companies that was out here charging people bogus, outrageous prices to repair credit, or telling people they were repairing their credit and it really wasn't. So they do not play. You file a complaint with them, you need to make sure you have your stuff in order. I had a client who recently filed a complaint against Equifax for her stuff. And again, the great thing about our system, keeping everything in the history, it covered her. So she had proof that she was sending those letters in because it was in her history right here in the dispute letter. Also, when you send your letters off and you send your letters off as with a receipt and you send it paid, send your letters all paid, because it costs $5 to send those letters off, but it is worth it because she had that proof as well. This credit bureau, this consumer bureau, they asked her to send in 1, proof that she had the letter, and 2, proof that she mailed the letter in. And because she was able to send that, and they tell you before you even start the dispute process to make sure you have your stuff in order. And here's where you can start your complaint. But they just like the FBI don't come to you unless they do their investigation for 2 years or whatever. Then they come correct. They ain't assuming nothing. These people are the same way. They want to make sure that you don't have them investigating a company or investigating those credit bureaus and you didn't know what you were talking about or you didn't follow the proper procedure. So I'm glad that our myCredit system stores everything we need in place just in case we want to file a complaint. If you were a victim of identity theft, again, I love our system. You don't have to hop out the system. You don't have to open up another link or go to YouTube and all of that foolishness. Right here is the link for you to click if you need to file that you were a victim of identity theft. Everything is right here. So our system, hands down, is the best do-it-yourself credit repair software. There's no other company out that can compare to what we offer. Videos, tutorials, and coaching like this because you're in the myEcon Associate. Here are some more videos for you to watch, how to check for your disputes, learn what to do if your disputes are not removed. So you want to watch those videos and pay attention as well. The next step we're going to do is you're going to go to your credit utilization. This is 30% of your credit score. And it's very important because a lot of people steer away from credit cards, but you need credit cards. Credit card is our friend. If you can get to the point where you're not using cash or that debit card, and just the straight credit card, then you're winning. A lot of people in my econ are at 850 credit scores because they learn how to master where they're no longer using a debit card, they're using straight credit cards. The cash that you have on hand can go and pay off your credit card, and you just reuse your credit card again. Credit utilization shows lenders that you are worthy, that you pay your bills on time, that you're using your credit and you're building your score. So that's major. You want to watch that video and pay attention. We incorporated some steps in here to show you how to build credit. Now that you clean your credit up, now that you removed everything, you got to go to the step of where you're building your credit. And right here are some great credit loan builder programs. Here's Self. That's great, and Credit Strong as well. I encourage anyone that if you have a credit union, if you're with a credit union, see if your credit union offers a credit builder program. And with the credit builder programs, you're basically putting the amount of money, maybe it's $25 every month, towards the account. They in turn are saving that money. They're putting that money to the side for you as like a savings account. Is reporting a positive trade line to the credit bureaus every month. So even though you might not have a credit card in hand, they're reporting every month that, hey, she's paying or he's paying his $25 every month one time. That amount can go a long way. That positive trade line is showing up positive on the credit bureaus, and they're saying, hey, she's credit worthy. He is building positive credit. Right here, we also give you some suggestion of some credit cards that you can use. The Self Visa, once you pay monthly on your account, they will approve you for a Self Visa credit card. You can use these cards just to get you some gas every week or get you some groceries, but you want to pay these on time because as you pay on time, it helps build your credit. And also if you pay your rent on time. I know a lot of people was affected by COVID, so this messed a lot of people up. But if you're one person who continue to pay your rent on time, you can actually click here and see how paying your rent on time will increase your credit score. And then that is the end of our credit program and our credit repair training. So again, y'all, it's not fast, and it's not long. You can let people know it's less than 30 minutes of watching a TV show. When people tell me they don't have time, I tell them I don't understand how you don't have time. If you can log on Facebook, you have time to log into this myCredit system. If you watch TV, you can do and you don't have to spend every day. We're not saying take the whole day and do this, but you see how quick this was. So again, you can pace yourself. Let people know that it gives them the privacy to do it themselves. They don't have another person all in their business, but they can do it in the privacy of their home. I encourage people that you can also use this myCredit system, not to just help you, but a husband and wife. And one system can help each other. You can use it for the help, say if you have adult children. You also can use this information, gain it, and start your own credit repair company. We sell this a la carte. So say if a person does not want the membership, I never will understand why a person would, turn down our membership at a phenomenal price that it is for the information they get. But I've had people tell me, I just want to focus on my credit. So we do sell this a la carte, and you do get a commission, I believe, of $47 for when they purchase the myCredit system. It's $99. Let them know that they will have access to the back office, because some people think, okay, I got time to just mess with it whenever. They have access to it for only 1 year. So if they do purchase it a la carte, it's $99. They will have access to it for 1 year. What I do tell people that if you decide to purchase it a la carte, it does not come with no coaching from me. The only videos and coaching and training you get is what's in the software. But if you go ahead and sign up for the $39 a month membership or $19.95 membership, then you get me as your coaching partner. You get to get on training calls with the group setting like this, and I'm also your accountability partner. We can help each other. I'll make sure that you're sending your letters off. I'll walk you through and show you how to send your letters off, all of that. So you get me as your credit coach. So that's the benefits of having a membership. Membership has its privileges. Not only that, but we're going beyond your credit. I tell a lot of people, credit repair does not stop you from living paycheck to paycheck. So you need more than just the myCredit system. And if you're questioning, should you pay $39 a month, $39.95 a month, then you really need my econ. So I just express to people the importance of having the membership. That is the end of my call and my training. Thank you guys again for having me on.
Awesome job, Tiniki. Awesome
Great
Thank
job.
job,
you.
Tiniki.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
Great job. Thank you. Thank you, you guys.
Let me say this. I hope you all took note how passionate Tiniki is about her business. When you speak to people with that passion, it can't help but attract them to you where they want to be around you and get your help. Now, if you just blase, blase, blah, 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 those folks ain't gonna do nothing. But you can tell she's passionate and she's a professional. Great job, Tiniki.
Thank you.
Bev, you out there?
Yes, I'm out here. My internet was acting a little shaky. Um, well, we're gonna get ready within like 20, about 19 more minutes for our late night presentation. Did you want to say anything, Stro, before we get ready?
Yeah, a couple of things. Thanks, Bev. What an awesome job you did tonight hosting. Who's that other person that does the hosting? Can't remember his name.
Right.
But anyway, awesome, awesome job. All of you guys are awesome. Smooth, he gets smoother every day. Boy, I tell you, I just don't know about that boy. I tell you. But listen here, couple of things. Uh, we're gonna have a Friday night watch party for the uh, convention at our office. We're gonna have a big party. We'll give you the details on that, whether we're gonna have food or ask everybody to bring something. So we'll let you know. That's just for Friday because that's the night that they'll give out all the awards. Everyone should have received their T-shirts and your goal. Uh, uh, what is it, Bev? Your
Our
the pen that you're gonna.
our pen, our cash flow success pen. Did
There
you
you
get
go.
yours yet, Stroze?
I haven't received anything yet. Not
Okay,
that
I
I
haven't
know of.
either. That's why I asked.
Yeah, well, they're coming in. Some folks on here have gotten theirs. I know Pam mentioned that she got her information. Um, I also got a
I wanted
call.
to go
I
ahead.
got a call from the home office that's some of y'all didn't even fill out the stuff to get your stuff. So I'm the one that gets that call from Alvin Curry, who looks at his downline on a regular basis. You know what people are doing and not doing. So, but anyway, I ain't gonna worry about it. At some point, I always say our people are grown. They're grown people, and we give them a little credit for being grown. But uh, you know, so we did the best we can to make sure that people are going to get some type of recognition. So we're going to have like I said, we'll have a party that night.